Hey, hi guys. Today let's see about NACLs and security groups in AWS VPC. So NACLs are stateless, okay, and they operate at the subnet level in VPC, and whereas security groups are like stateful nature and they operate at the instance level. So that is the key difference between them. Whereas in case if you want to control traffic for entire subnet, then actually we have to use an NACL. In case of like EC2 instance or something, then we have to use security group, okay, and then the rules will be defined, okay. The first matching rule is applied for NACL, and all the rules are evaluated together, and deny rules also can be applied, okay. So if you take this VPC, so by default, let's consider this as the VPC. So we have an VM, and then we have the security group here, okay. So in case if we are defining any rules in the security group, those will be applied to this VM. Okay. In case if we take the another VM, let's consider this as VM2, and then here we will have another security group. So you can use same security group or else a different security group. But in case if you are denying or allowing any traffic in the security group, it will be applied to this VM. Okay. But in case if you have to apply this to the all the VMs, then actually we can define the rules in subnet level. Okay. We can define the rules in subnet level. So in subnet level, we will be applying NACL rules, NACL. Okay. Network access control list. So these rules will be applied at subnet level. And how the flow will be here. So actually, um, initially we have this AWS VPC, and we will have an internet gateway here to send and receive traffic. So in case if the VM has to send data to the outside world, then actually the security group should have the rules which will allow the traffic to go outside. And then once it goes, then actually it should reach the subnet. Okay, the subnet should have NACL rules. This also should be allowed. Only then it will go to the route table, and from route table it will go to the internet gateway, and then it will reach the external world. So even when it comes inside this VM, it would come to internet gateway, then to route table, then subnet, then to the VMs. So this is how the flow will be. So always the security group rules and NACL rules should be applied. So in case if we have allowed it in security group, but if you have blocked it in NACL, then the traffic it will not flow. Okay, so it should be allowing. And how the security group will work? So we will have allow and deny rules, right? So actually, in case if we are allowing it in inbound rule, automatically it will be allowed in the outbound rule as well. Okay, but in NACL we have to explicitly define inbound rule and outbound rule separately. Okay, so let's see the example demo of this one. Let me try to create a VPC. I will give name as demo and side of block range. Okay, create VPC. Okay, the VPC is created. So we know once the VPC is created, then actually we have to create the subnets. Okay, we have to create the subnets. Go to subnets. I'll just select this VPC and then name demo subnet. I will zone let it select automatically, and then here cider range 10.0.1.1/24, because this cider range should be always lesser than the cider range of VPC. So we are giving it as 24, and then create subnet. So we have created the subnet. So once the subnet is created, then actually we have to configure the route table. Okay. So come to route table, create route table, demo RT, select VPC demo, and then create route table. Okay. And then internet gateway. Let's create one internet gateway as well. I will give name as demo IG, create internet gateway. Okay, so now what we have to do now in the internet gateway, under actions attach to VPC, because we have to attach to the VPC we created. Just select the VPC, attach internet gateway. Okay, so the internet gateway is attached. Now come to route table, and this is the route table which we created. Okay, select this one. So here subnet association. So by default this is not associated, right? So edit subnet, and then select this demo subnet, save association. So the subnet is associated. Okay, now we have to define the route. Okay, now we know we have subnet and then we have route table. How we know this subnet, it has to go to this internet gateway? So we have to define the path. Okay, so route, edit route, add route, from everywhere to internet gateway it has to go, right? So internet gateway, and then select this internet gateway, save changes. Okay, so what we have done, we have created a subnet, we have created route table, and then we have created the internet gateway. Okay, now we can create a VM, and then we can define these things. Okay, I will just duplicate this one, go to EC2. Okay, launch instance. I will give the name as demo VM, Amazon Linux, and then T2 micro. Okay, I don't have key pair. I will just create a key pair. I will just give names one. Create key pair. Okay, and then in network settings, I will just select the demo VPC which we created, and subnet we have already created, and auto assign IP address we have to enable, and then security groups. So we are creating a new one. Okay, in case if you already have a security group, you can select the existing one. So I'm going to create a new one, and then it allows SSH now. Okay, so it is allowing SSH. So I will just go ahead and launch instance. Okay, so the instance is launching. Okay, the EC2 instance is created. Now let's try to open that one. Okay, so it is successfully connected. Okay, now let's try to install an application, and let's see whether it is able to download it. So if you see, it is able to download everything. Okay, it is fine. Now let's even try to remove this one now. Okay, same application. Okay, so internet is working fine, and we are able to download the application. So now let's come here. Okay, so normally if you see here, we have EC2 instance under security. This we have this security group. Okay, just select this one. Okay, so we have the inbound and outbound rules. Okay, so we can define the inbound and outbound rules. So here we are allowing port 22. Okay, so and here we have allowed all the traffic. Okay, so now let's try to modify this one. Okay, now let's try to edit the inbound rules. Okay, so I will just delete this one. So we are deleting the SH. Okay, save rules. Okay, now it is disconnected, right? Okay, now let's try to delete the outbound rules as well. Just delete, save rules. Okay, now we don't have any security rules, right? So now let's try to connect to the EC2 instance now. Connect. So if you see, it is trying to establish a connection, but it will not connect because we have not loaded the port 22. So in case if it has to work, actually we have to enable the port number. Similarly, for whatever application we use, so we have to enable the port number for that application to work. Okay, so edit inbound role, add role, SSH, save role. Let me try to connect. So we have enabled the outbound rule, but it is not connecting because we have to enable the inbound rule as well. Okay, so let's come to the security group, and where is this one? Inbound rule. So inbound rule doesn't have any rules, right? So we have to edit this one. Okay, add rule sh where save rules. Okay, so let me try to connect again now. So most probably it should work. Okay, so actually when you work in real time, you shouldn't allow all the IP addresses. So actually we have to allow only the IP address which is required for that particular application, so that we will be able to maintain the security. Okay, so if you see, we are able to access this one. So let me okay, now everything is fine. Okay, now let's try to download anything. Sudo yum install nginx. Okay, yes, if you see here, it is stuck. Okay, it is not moving forward. Why it is not moving forward? Because here in the outbound rules, in the security group, edit inbound rules. Okay, this is inbound. Actually in the outbound rules, we have just given sh. Okay, as it is only sh, it is not able to download any packages from the internet. Okay, now let me try to edit the inbound rules. So I'll just try to add a rule. Okay, I will just add all traffic, and then here I was telling, like, in case if you're working in production, you should give the IP address which is required. Okay, when you give 0000, actually it is like all the IP addresses. Okay, it shouldn't be like that. Just as we are doing demo, we are giving this one. Okay, save rules. Now let's wait for some time. If you see, it has automatically allowed the traffic. Okay, so again let's try to remove this one. Okay, yes. Okay, so this security group is, it is at instance level. Okay, now let's go to VPC. Okay, so in VPC we have this NACL, network access control list. Okay, network ACLs. Okay, just click on this one. So we have demo subnet, and it is assigned to VPC 90D. Okay, so this is the VPC, and then what is the ACL rule, NACL rule? This is the one. Okay, just select this one, and then here if you see, we have defined the rule number. Okay, so we define all the inbound and outbound rules based on the rule number. Okay, so here we have given as 100. Okay, and it is hello, and in outbound rules we have given number as 100 and all traffic and hello. Okay, okay, if you see, actually we have allowed only sh as hello, and all other traffic as deny. Okay, and in outbound rules all the traffic is allowed. So now let's try to connect this instance. Okay, so it is connecting, but the catch is, actually here in inbound rule, actually we have allowed only sh, we have not allowed any other port. Now in case if we try to install any of the application, it shouldn't work because we have blocked it at the instance level. Okay, so at the subnet level, in case if it is at instance level, it may just affect the VM, but when we block it at subnet, even though if we allow at security group level, if the subnet is blocked, then actually it will be blocking for entire VM, like it will not be able to download anything. Okay, so let's see that one. Sudo yum install nginx. Yes, so if you see, it is not downloading anything. Why? Because we have blocked it at the instance level. Okay, now let's try to edit this inbound rule. Now let's make add new rule 111, and then all traffic hello. Okay, so actually here we will have two rules, one for allow and one for deny. So whatever is required you can do. Okay, in case if you have particular IP address, okay, you want to block that one, because of some issue, then you can just give that IP address, and then you can click deny. Okay, so that any traffic from that IP, it will not be allowed. Okay, now save changes. Now let's wait for this. Okay, if you see, it is downloading automatically. So this is how the NACLs and security groups are used, and it is very important when coming to allowing and blocking of port numbers, so that the security will be enhanced. Okay, and then we have one more thing called DNS with respect to VPCs. Okay, so normally if we see this demo VM, just open this one. Okay, if you see, actually we don't have this public IP for DNS, whereas we have the one for private DNS. So how we can enable this public DNS, because we can't remember these names every time, right? So remember, having a domain naming system is very helpful in configuring applications and all. Okay, so how we can enable this one? Okay, so if you come to VPC, this is our VPC, right? So just select actions and edit VPC settings. So if you see, we have the option enabled for DNS resolution, but we don't have anything for enable DNS hostname. So just select this one, okay, and save the changes. Okay, so once this is saved, just come to your settings, just refresh. Okay, if you see, so actually we have got the domain name. Okay, so using this domain name, we will be able to communicate with the applications. If you see, ping paste. Okay, this may be due to security group, I guess. Okay, let's come to the security group. Security group. So as we have not allowed anything, okay, outbound rule says everything, and inbound rule we have just given SH, right? Because of that, it is having that issue. Now just come here, add rule, and then select all traffic, and then select this one, save rules. Now it will automatically work. See, if you see, we are able to ping this one. Okay, so this is how, in case if we are enabling this one, then it will work. Now let's come to this VPC and go to actions, like manage VPC settings. And then now, if you see, let's take this one, ping google.com. Okay. So if you see, it is able to ping google.com. Okay. NS lookup google.com. Okay. So it is able to do the task, right? Now let me come here and just I will disable this one. Enable DNS resolution is there, right? Just select this one, save, and then now come to this instance and just do ns lookup google.com. Okay. So previously it was working, right? If you see, now it is taking time and it is showing us communication error. Why? Because we have disabled the configuration related to that DNS resolution. If it's a DNS resolution, it is disabled. That's why. Okay. Now again, let's enable save changes. Okay. Now let me do NS lookup. If you see, it is showing. Okay. So this is the DNS configurations with respect to VPC. Okay. Thank you, guys.